GTTV, and we're back. What's up with you now at this unspoken of location? What's up with you? Now, today we're going to talk about two fights that are happening in 6 days. We got Mike Tyson fighting Roy Jones, and then we got Jake Paul versus Nate Robinson. If you didn't know, Nate Robinson was one of my favorite players in the NBA. Him, Tracy McGrady, and Porzingis are probably my most favorite players that have ever entered the NBA in my whole life. And I'm going to be following this for the next 6 days. We're going to be talking about it right here, though. So stick tuned and stay on track. Don't be right back. Be right here. Now, we're going to talk about some predictions, and we're going to talk about other various things that will lead into what we're going to talk about. But let's talk about predictions right off the bat. Prediction for Mike Tyson and Roy Jones. Now, we're gonna break down the styles a little bit. So it's gonna be a little bit longer video because I haven't been here in a while. We're gonna break it all the way down. We ain't making a short video today. We're gonna have a nice lengthy video. So, first off the bat, let's do Roy Jones Jr. Roy Jones Jr., one of the greatest fighters in multiple. You can't even say a certain weight class. The boy went up multiple weight classes, went all the way up to heavyweight once just to fight, just to show people he could actually win a title at heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty amazing for the man of his stature. Is not that big of a guy, you know what I'm saying? He's in height-wise, he has a little height to him. I think he's about 5'11", maybe an inch shorter than me, you know what I'm saying? So he's got some height on him. But his style was very unorthodox. It wasn't like repetition, like boom, 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 boom. It wasn't really technique. It was ducking, whirling, bop, bop, boom, move out of the way. Great flexibility, great mobility, very good pop. The strength, you know, it was powerful. Roy Jones was knocking motherfuckers out, but it was his reflexes that was really, really sharp. That kind of changed the game for. I mean, even to this day, there's never been a fighter like Roy Jones. We've never had a fighter that was just so unorthodox and could dip punches at and take risks, like, you know. And part of that was the downfall later on in his career. You know, when it comes down to being 100% honest, you know, later in his career, once you do rely on your reflexes as much as he did. That's the first thing that goes with age. So you lose your reflexes, you rely on your reflexes. So now the main thing you're relying on is not your strongest attribute anymore. Now, don't get me wrong. He had other attributes. Like I said, if he didn't have other attributes, he would have probably been an average to whatever average boxer. But since he had so many other intangibles that kept him afloat to stay at a semi-high level for, you know, for a little bit longer. But once he started getting, you know, in the mid 40s and 40s, he was getting knocked out. Let's be 100%. He was getting knocked out. So you know, he had a great career though. People got to take into consideration his career that was extraordinary. And we have never seen I'm not gonna say we never gonna see nothing like it again because you never know. I don't know the future, so I can't say that. But I say I've never seen anything like it since. Now, who else? Let's go to Mike Tyson now. Mike Tyson is a freak of nature, more to say than anything. Body. The man was just born with muscles. I mean, it's not he was fighting professional fighters and knocking them out, and they weren't even letting him fight at the age group that he was supposed to be fighting at. He had to lie when he was 13 and say he was 19 just to get the fights, and he was knocking them out at 13 years old. The man was his physical specimen. Also, let's just not just say, oh, he was a big monster like Brock Lesnar. No, he was not like a big monster like Brock Lesnar. He was very textbooked. The style he mastered the peekaboo style and with the speed and the ferocity of the power that, you know, a lot of people have muscle but they don't have power. Like, muscle doesn't always equate to power, and by me saying that, I can say, like, there's a few fighters that have muscle but were not the strongest punchers. For instance, Tim Bradley. Timothy Bradley was a cut, looked like a bodybuilder, but he had no power. But then you look at people like Manny Pacquiao who are really little, but put your ass to sleep. You know, so you can't really look at the body type to really tell what power is going to be. But I digress. Let's go to Nate Robinson and Jake Paul. Now, this is where it gets a little touchy because, look, Nate Robinson's my favorite player and all of that. I'm just saying, for someone to jump in so late and to learn, yes, he has the ability to, you know, he's one of the most superior athletes that the NBA's ever seen. That will keep him further afloat in the fight. But winning the fight, he would have to do things that we haven't seen him spar yet. This is the whole thing I'm confused about. Is I don't know if he's hiding the sparring, but he posted the pad work, and we see that. But we see Jake Paul was supposedly knocking people out. Now I don't know who they're throwing in the ring with this guy. I don't know if these are people that just say I'll go in the ring and fight him, and then he just starts hitting them. Because if I go in that ring with him, it wouldn't go down like that. But there's a different story, you know. And he's a little bit bigger than Nate Robinson now. We got to be 100%, 100%, 100%. Boy about 6'2", 220. Nate Robinson about 5'8", 180. Now, this is what I'm saying. Athleticism will hold him in, but I mean, both of them have never, you know, really gone enough distance for us to really make any type of assumptions. But at least Jake Paul has 2 professional fights under his belt. And I think both of them were knockouts, so we can kind of gauge that a little bit. But Nate Robinson has never fought a boxing match in his life. He's just learning in the last 6 months. He's going to try to get in there. That somebody's been doing it for over a year or 2 years who has a little bit more advantage of that. Also reach advantage, also height advantage. That's a tough task. Guys, comment. Let me know what y'all think. And this is GTTV, and I'm out.